minimal success, there's always this idea that everything's at risk for any bad decision as far as picking up. You know, any relationship could end, turn to codependency. Any job could be lost. Any any promotion or moving forward or making a vertical move. Everything is on the table and everything is fair game as far as you could lose it in a day. You know.
Sure. And you can lose a lot of that stuff without using, but
but at least you don't have to live with the guilt and the shame of like I caused that to happen.
There you go. I say like over time, I'll be developing other places that I go to. Like why was I capable of treating myself that bad?
Yeah.
And listen. When I didn't have it. So what I had was I was willing to risk my freedom, my health, my everything, my life, my freedom, my health, all of that stuff. When people weren't willing to go to certain places and cop and do things that, I was willing to go do those things. And that's how I got by. That's how I did. But how did I get to that place? Why was I capable of doing that to myself? Why was I capable of treating myself so badly? I really did,
As they say, hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah, now
we discover that in recovery after we stop using.
Yeah.
You can't discover it.
I just thought that I was, I'm bad, and I go into I'll go into be the only white guy to go into the projects at whatever hour in the morning and with money in my pocket. And that's what I did. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I didn't come out too fair and too well, because you know what? There was people out there that didn't have anything and they knew what I was doing. And you go into a hallway. Sometimes you don't.
Well, yeah.
Come out with nothing in your hand and a bunch of lumps and bruises, and you fight until you can't fight no more. You got whatever happens.
And go back and do it again.
Sure.
Yeah.
As long as somebody else is willing to give you their money.
Absolutely.
And they believe you.
Absolutely.
I used to love when people used to hand me their money and then ask me, "You're going to come back?" Right? I'm like, "You should ask that question before you give me your money." Not like I wouldn't lie to you, because if I'm going to rob you, good chance I'll lie to you. But
But yeah, exactly.
Thank God I don't have to do that.
Right.
So.
But in sobriety or being clean, life is like it's all new. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean there's no pain. There's no idea that I don't always get what I want. Life doesn't always go my way. But there is a sense of empowerment. This idea that I have tools. I'm equipped. I have hope that that this is going to be all right in the end. It ain't comfortable or it's not comfortable right now, and it's a difficult circumstance. And believe me, I have my share. Like, I really miss my son. I have like almost no relationship with my son right now because of stuff that happened with my ex. It didn't have to go that way. And I really feel like I made the best decisions that I could, but I can't control anyone and I can't control any particular circumstance. And I had to go through the feelings of separation and sadness and anger and let all of those feelings run their course to get to a point now where I have some degree of acceptance, and it is what it is. And I let him know that when he wants to see me or he wants to have a relationship with me, we will. But until then, I have a void, and I live with that void on a daily basis. But it's just it's not all encompassing. At one time for me, and that's what I was saying before about like you enter into a circumstance, or I enter into a circumstance and go through it and then get to the other side, and it's like, okay, it's not the way I want it to be, but at least it's tolerable at this point. I've let the feelings run their course. I've talked about it as many times as I have to. My wife is deeply involved in the circumstance. She understands everything that's going on. She's very supportive of the situation. She wants nothing more than to help me have a relationship with my son. But it is what it is. But it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. But I can still laugh. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of me. It's in the database. It's a part of who I am. But like I said, it doesn't distract me from the moment. It doesn't keep me from enjoying other aspects of my life where, even in early recovery, not even using, it would be that's so devastating. I can't think about anything else. I can't function on any level. I wouldn't be able to do anything or be any good to anyone, because that's deep for me. My son is very, very important to me.
All self-consuming.
Exactly.
Not been able to work.
Exactly. And I'm sure there's people out there, if they're listening, out of the maybe not now because we only have like 10 listeners, but hopefully if that grows, somebody would identify or relate to that, because I know I'm not unique in
Listen,
that
somebody's
situation.
radio station, if somebody's radio is real old and is stuck on this station. They don't have internet and
Well, I just don't want to be presumptuous, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we got hundreds, no, we have 10, so.
well, we're capable. They say we're capable of reaching, I think, 10,000 people.
Okay.
So, God bless all of you.
But life can be that way sometimes, you know? And on the other side, like, my wife is my soulmate. You know, I really, really enjoy my wife. We're best friends, and I love her, and you know, it's all good. So at the same time, I have these two conflicting life circumstances, two conflicting emotions.
Yeah, well, thank God you
that
have
are
the wife
deep
you have,
and personal
so
to
you
me.
can deal with the other circumstances.
Absolutely, it could be different.
Yeah.
I mean, I would deal with it anyway, but it's much nicer to have a supportive person in your corner, and she probably wouldn't be there if she wasn't. You know, I'd be like,
Yeah,
oh.
well,
But I thank
my
God
wife,
for her every
my
day.
wife is one of the many blessings that I have from recovery.
Mhm.
I mean, she's somebody that I can tell my wife the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me, and like one thing twice, 2 seconds after it happens, call and be like, guess what just happened? Without, you know,
There's no secrets between
I have
people.
zero filter when it comes to that.
Yeah,
Because that's, you know.
but I like it that way.
Yeah, me too.
You know, I mean, we live
Yeah.
together. We're as close as we are to each other. It's like I need to be able to open my mouth when I have to open my mouth.
Yeah, and yeah, well, of course that.
And the same. I listen to her as well.
Nice to listen. Me, that's the total opposite of the person who I grew up to be. First of all, I thought that you weren't ever going to like the person that I really am. So when I met a girl, usually I lied to her and told her, you know, that I'm the goalie from this hockey team, but you don't know who I am because I was wearing a mask. But, you know, my Mercedes is in the garage, you know, something. Because
I bet you really said that.
no, I might have. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I didn't.
I
you know,
could definitely see you coming up with something like that.
I didn't feel good about myself, so you know, I told you some stories.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point in my life, I had really long hair, and I could have looked like a rock star, but I sure can't sing or play too much or anything. So you know, but I lied. Let's get down to it. I lied. And so I started the whole relationship off on a lie. So where was it gonna go?
Well, my whole thing
You know?
was doing a relationship. I can do like what I saw on TV. This is how the guy treats the girl on TV. This is what they do next. Oh, we've been together this long. This is where we're supposed to be at.
Yeah.
You know,
The cookie cutter.
yeah, there was never anything spontaneous. There was never anything let it evolve, see what it turns into, nurture it like a plant and have it grow. It was always this idea of one obligation after another, and I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Very, very complicated, very uncomfortable, very mechanical.
Yeah.
And it never worked, and it wasn't supposed to. You know.
You're supposed to be with us. That's why.
Exactly.
You're supposed to be clean, sober, on the radio with this one. The guy was like, yeah, I got him.
Yeah.
I want him now. Listen, I'm grateful. Who the hell thought that I was going to be on the radio talking about recovery? I talked to somebody yesterday. Actually, they just called me the homeless.
Where are they? Homeless where? In the
far
Bronx?
upstate New York.
That's gotta be hard.
This side of the river, far upstate, I'm not sure. He's got a real good job opportunity Monday or Tuesday.
I was homeless in the Bronx, but at least you have like one corner after another
Yeah.
of resources.
Yeah,
if you
but
can
he
be.
don't know anybody. He really don't know anybody. He was living at a church with this pastor. Evidently, the pastor got caught doing something okie dokie because he got fired. He's not sure what. I told him like the stuff that I'm doing, and he's like, "Well, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm on my way. I was on the way down the freeway with a Bluetooth device here, going, coming here for Randall's show, and to plug this show and to, you know, get
Yeah.
interviewed and stuff like that." He was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Wow, you changed." Because he, you know, he knows me. He knows that other.
How long has it been since you've seen him?
I was just getting clean, so probably 7 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 7 years ago, he went back to California,
Mm-hmm.
and he came not too long ago. He came back here, and
Have you spoken to our old partners? Used to be on the radio.
well, Rich, I told you he's down Jersey Shore closing up his house. He'll be here next week, Richie.
Oh, that'd be good to see him.
And Warren, I love Warren, but I can't I call him and he don't call me back, and I send him text messages. I get an answer back like a week later. I would love to have him here. I listened to him on the CD on the way down here, and he adds.
Oh, we had a lot of chemistry. Yeah.
And I can't go from New Paltz to Yonkers to pick him up. Come here, chase security around to get the,
Yeah.
get going.
Yeah.
So, but we'll figure out something. Hopefully my buddy Mickey will be here next week. He's got some good stuff. Spiritual powerhouse. Talk about going through adversity. He's working on 20. He's got a service dog and everything.
Oh man.
Yeah.
How does he get around? I mean,
He
has energy to walk or not?
Yeah. The reason he can drive a car is because he has a service dog. The service dog will know if something's going on with him,
Yeah.
and then the dog will let him know, and then he can pull up. Otherwise, they won't even let him drive.
Wow.
Without that service
I hear a phone.
That's your,
dog. Check your pocket. Oh,
that's
okay.
me.
We gotta do illegal. Hold on. That's funny. Oh, wait, I'm gonna read it seriously. You know I'm doing it, right?
That was supposed to be on vibrate, and my phone says it's on vibrate, but it wasn't.
Okay, we need legal. Where are I don't hear it, so that means something's not on. Here, this is not on, I believe. Let's try this again. There we go. I think we gotta try that one more time. We'll learn it as we go, people.